What's up with the YouTube? Kobe NBA West, another video. What's the ratio between men that want to be in their child's life and do the right thing versus the so-called actual number of deadbeat fathers? That's a question that one of my partners in crime, Captain Solo, posed to me, and that question spurred this video. No baby, no power. Stop and ponder this for a moment. Calm, intelligent, determined, and serious brothers are what the so-called strong, independent black woman fears. The authority that man represents is the very same authority that these women fight to suppress through the support of biased legislation against men that control a man's money and his children. The very same programs and policies that women say need to be in place because of absentee fathers are the very same programs and policies that they use to ensure that things remain that way. Think about it from this perspective for all you man-Johnny types who refuse to believe that some women choose single motherhood. Without a baby, what power does a woman have over a man that can't otherwise be easily manipulated? If I was a woman and I knew that I could have a man's resources and his infrastructure, i.e. his home, his business, or some other facilities as a result from a divorce, then I would have nothing to lose and only benefits to gain by becoming pregnant. The illusion of abusive men and or deadbeat fathers is the woman's pretext to have all of his things and handily get rid of the man out of the picture via legal action. Damn the man, damn the man's family, damn the kids that come from the relationship. Damn everybody, I have to get mine at any cost. The cost? This is the price many women is willing to pay to feel in control. Women gonna say we don't act like that, we don't think that way, we don't behave like that. But let's look at the facts. Let's face the facts. Did any of the scenarios I just depicted go outside the realm of plausibility? Who has more to gain from children and separation? Who initiates the greater majority of divorces in marriage? Address those questions and you'll arrive at your answer, despite what black women grant you permission to believe. Why is it that you so willingly and readily able to accept the child abandonment story as the reason why there's so many single mothers? What's the mathematical chance of 80% of black women being single mothers and 100% of that figure stemming from deadbeat dads? Those are better odds than Las Vegas and Atlantic City combined. Yet we as a society, and moreover as a community, we more readily able and willing to digest, disseminate, and promote the myths of villainous absentee black fathers. It's got to the point where black women have made it okay for others to publicly hold black fathers in low regard. I almost threw up the other day when I overheard this white boy. He was in this little group of friends. He had some black women in that group too. And I overheard him say something like, well, if all black women are complaining about black men running out on the responsibility, if they're all complaining, then it has to be true. This is that man. That's how critical a thinker that man was. This is what the reality that these black women is painting, and he's digesting it as truth. And the sad part about it is why these black women is out here on this campaign of indulging in self-serving activity at the man's expense and producing children they really don't care about outside of the benefits they provide. But they indoctrinating others to believe the nonsense that they preach and accept it as the truth. We don't ever question why a girl puts herself in a position to become pregnant in the first place. Without the baby, the woman is unable to exert any authority over a man. She's unable to control his money, his home, and run a childish game she learned from her mama on him. And since she has a child, she's merely a window shopper and doesn't have any power to procure any control over the man and his possessions. I hear these zombies go on and on about what types of men these women choose, but not once do they stop and question the quality of the character of the woman. Why do we make the presumption that she has it all together and that she allowed this no good man to impregnate her? Stop and ask yourself, why would a woman who has it together and simply, she got everything go for her, why she simply allow some man to come into her life, get her pregnant, and bounce? You never consider the fact that some of these women intentionally allow their flowers to become pollinated. What kind of mindset does a woman have to possess to allow herself to get into a situation where she becomes pregnant outside of marriage, or at the very least a stable relationship? I know the manginas and the angry black women want to simply just write it off with "it takes two to tango" and just, leave it at that. But I ain't satisfied with that simplistic outlook on things. There's a rhyme and a reason to why there's 80% of black children being raised in single mother homes. What we fail to realize is that not in every case of the 80% figure stems from deadbeat dads. Some of those numbers are a result of divorce and other dynamics. But the point here is that from the mom who was never married to the divorced mom, the story is when it comes to money and power over a man, you need only be a mom. I know how bad you only want to hear stories of selfless heroines who fight to raise children independently, and despite the absent fathers, they just persevere and get the job done because they're independent, strong women. Independent with the man's money, of course, but they don't mention that part of the story. Thank God the man's money is not absent. They just want to just only hear that perspective. Praise me, praise me. I'm a single mom. I'm getting the job done. I'm doing it all by myself. Because any other version of reality or any other acknowledgement of anything else would mean she would have to think about the shame and the guilt that she keeps suppressed. How does she keep it suppressed? She keeps it suppressed with her self-perpetuated, self-manufactured hatred for men. This is why they just pull excuses out of the air about why they do what they do and blame it on men. Acknowledgement of the chaos and the confusion that black women have brought to their own children to fulfill their own selfish desires would mean they would have to remember the deep down truth that they fight so hard to keep suppressed. That's why they be so angry when they hear these videos. The next time you begin to hear one of the deadbeat dad stories, think about this. Where can a man go? A man that can't even get a passport to leave the country or get a job without being found. Where can he hide to avoid paying child support? The myth of "he got me pregnant and ran off" is just that. It's a myth. If a man got you pregnant and simply ran off, then you was either too dumb or you were a big hoe and you don't even know the man's real name before he got you pregnant, or you simply choose to not turn an actual deadbeat father into the system, and you rather sit back and cry and play victim and cry for yourself when you know where the man's at and got all his information. You can easily turn him in. In North America, or just Western society altogether, there's nowhere for a man to hide from child support industrial complex. But women, they want to continue to pump out this deadbeat myth because there's no sympathy and benefits from saying I ran off on the man because I didn't want to listen to him and I only want to do what I want to do and run my household the way I want to run my household. I'm going to hold this child for ransom. Child support and other expenses. So they have to play the victim card, even though they hold, the process very carefully, and it's very carefully crafted and systematically executed to their benefit, of course. And it's also portable, so they can run the same con game on other men. Next time some woman or some sob story TV program starts up with, the old deadbeat dad charade, think twice. Would a man really want to produce a child and become a deadbeat dad so that the woman in the state can have absolute control over his life? What man will volunteer for this way of life? Rather, think of it like this. Is there anything a man can do to keep a woman from leaving him with his child for any reason that she wants and take his child and money in the process? Well, is there anything he can do? You have to remember, what looks good for her looks bad for the man, looks bad for you. She's counting on you to give her a baby. And if you take too long, she'll find some other chump to do it. Remember, no baby, no power. Then you'll see the truth behind the 80% number. West Coast.